Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are doing well. I was tagged by Paul from 50 cents on the fragrance tag, only keeping one fragrance per designer house. So you're supposed to choose one designer fragrance from each house that is basically your favorite, and you would keep it if you had to choose. Now, I don't have a designer fragrance from each houses. I have a few, but I'm gonna still talk about all the houses and which ones are my favorite fragrances from those houses. So if I had to choose one, it's basically what I'm saying is if I have to choose one from each designer house, this is the one that I will choose because these are my favorites. So let's start with the ones that I have. From Gucci, I will definitely choose Gucci Guilty Absolute Pour Homme. This is an amazing deep patchouli scent. It's very heavy. It's just so serious. I feel like you can only wear this in very cold weather. It's woody, it's patchouli heavy, it's just so rich and deep, and I just absolutely love this. Now Gucci, I don't really like all the Gucci fragrances. I think most of them smell pretty forgettable, but this one really stands out. If I have to recommend one Gucci fragrance, it would be Gucci Guilty Absolute Pour Homme. I would say it's not a safe find buy. This is kind of hard to, I mean, it's not crowd pleasing. It's kind of heavy. It's kind of mature. I can only really wear this in very cold weather because it's just so deep, but I just love it. It's such a great quality fragrance. I love the presentation, I love the color, I love everything. Yes, so yeah, Gucci Guilty Absolute Pour Homme. So from the house of Burberry, my fragrance of choice is definitely Burberry London. I had this for I think 3 years now, and I just still absolutely love this. This has cinnamon, it's a little bit sweet, it's woody, spicy. I just love it so much. It smells like Christmas, basically. Imagine you are having just the most pleasant rainy day ever. You are walking in the rain with an umbrella. The city is like just beautiful, all wet. All the buildings are just so, you know how it rains and buildings get just darker, and all the plants and trees are darker because everything is wet. That's kind of the vibe I get from this. You are probably just going through the city and just going to a cafe and just sitting alone reading a book or something. You are sitting in the nice warm cafe with like wooden furniture and it's raining outside. That's the vibe I get from this. This is an amazing fragrance for a great price. I highly recommend it. I tried all the Burberry ones that are available, and I have to say this is the best for my taste, at least. I love this, absolutely love this, and I think I will always have it in my collection because it's just so, I feel like it really suits me. So yeah, Burberry London for men. From the house of Jean Paul Gaultier, the classic Le Mal. I have Le Mal. I do think this is the best Le Mal, but close second comes Le Mal Le Parfum, the black one. I also really like that one. Oh, and I also tried the new Elixir one, which is this gold bottle that has kind of a sweeter, kind of spicy sweet vanillic side to it. I really enjoyed that one too. It's a little bit overwhelming. Also the black one can be a little bit overwhelming. That they are both really nice, but if I have to choose, I will still go for Le Mal, the original, because it's just so pleasant. Like there is not a time when I don't like it. It works every time. It's such a classic. It's such a well-rounded soft lavender and mint and vanilla fragrance. It's just so iconic. It's just very iconic. I love it. Le Mal by Jean Paul Gaultier. For the next house, I chose Moschino. I saw Paul also chose Toy Boy from Moschino. To be honest, right now I think Toy Boy is like basically the only men's fragrance from Moschino that they are still running, even though um, I was recently in Belgium and on the airport I saw that they had bottles of the older Moschino. There is the Moschino Humo or something. I saw they had it randomly. I never saw it in stores, but they had it. And that was actually really nice, but this is so much more unique. It's a spicy, fresh rose. It's extremely unique. Almost feels like you are entering Fantasyland or something, because it's just such a unique, almost like a, I don't even know, almost reminds me of like a garden from some kind of Fantasyland, and there are these, enchanted rose bushes, and you are just kind of the protagonist of this great fantasy story. This kind of reminds me of that. I love the presentation, I love the scent. I have nothing like this, I never smelled anything like this. It's such a unique rose, very masculine in my opinion. Has pepper in it, I think pink pepper. It's so good. Definitely I will go for Moschino Toy Boy. So I have a list of designers and what I will choose from them as my keep only one scent, because I don't have a fragrance from each house, but I still have an opinion. I tried all these fragrances, all these fragrance houses. These are basically that you can get in any department store, any drugstore, and I basically tested everything already, so I kind of have a solid opinion. uh, so from Prada I would definitely choose Prada L'Homme, the black bottle, the original. I think that's just such a classy, everyday, powdery Irish scent. It's very masculine, it's very elegant, but it's still just very soft, and almost it feels like if you would wear that, you would probably be the best smelling person in the office. Like, it has kind of this office scent, but it's not just office scent, it's honestly all around. Prada L'Homme, I think, it's just a good, easy reach for any occasion. I also like the Prada L'Homme Bleu, the blue bottle. That's also very nice. It's like a fresher version. It's a little bit maybe more for summer, spring. It's maybe a little bit more floral too, and I also like the intense. But my favorite is still the original Prada L'Homme. From Hermes, I have to share Paul's opinion. I think the best fragrance from the Hermes line is Terre de Hermes, the EDT. I used to have a sample of that one and I really enjoyed it. Maybe one day I'm gonna buy it. It's like vetiver, really nice, earthy fragrance. It just smells so natural but so elegant at the same time. It's very sophisticated. I really like it. I just think it's so timeless, and I honestly tried to try a few others of the Hermes line, and nothing really impressed me. But the classic Terre de Hermes is really worth it in my opinion. Okay, the next one is Dior. Now in this category, I am only talking about masculine colognes. I'm not really considering female marketed fragrances because it's easier that way. So if I have to choose one, I would also choose Dior Homme Intense. It's just such a great composition of fragrance. It has, I believe, iris, it's maybe leather. I'm not sure the notes, but it just smells very, almost like, smells like a soft blanket. It's a little bit unisex smelling. I saw some women also enjoying it, wearing it. I think it does lean unisex, and it's just so, it smells very soft and comforting. I think if you want to test a Dior fragrance, you should definitely test Dior Homme Intense. I know that all the rage is about the Savage line, I don't really like the Savage line. I like the Elixir one, but I think that's very overpriced for what it is. I think you will be better off with Dior Homme Intense. Obviously, it's up for personal taste and everything, but for me personally, Dior Homme Intense is the winner. From Versace, I tried all Versace fragrances available. I think um, they have some good ones, but my favorite is definitely Versace Eros Flame. So Versace Eros Flame is this very spicy, warm, um, woody scent. It kind of reminds you of the original Eros, but it's just such a warmer interpretation of that one. It's very spicy and it's just very. I feel like it's more well-rounded. It's more serious than Eros. I used to really like the original Eros, but sometimes I feel like it's a little bit loud. So I never understood when people used to say that it's such a clubbing fragrance and everything, but now I kind of see it. It can be a little bit juvenile, a little bit loud. There is nothing wrong with that. I still enjoy that scent profile. It's just, I think Versace Eros is a little bit more serious, maybe. It still can be a little bit obnoxious if you overspray the flame one, but I still prefer it. So yes, but from Versace I also really like Eau Fresh. I used to have the Dreamer. I haven't worn it too much, so I ended up selling it, but I think the Dreamer is also nice. But yeah, the winner is definitely the flame one. Okay, from Valentino, I picked Valentino Umo Intense. I also liked Valentino Umo, just the original, but for me the Intense just does it better. This scent profile is actually kind of overdone in the fragrance community. Like basically every house has an interpretation of this scent profile, but something about Valentino Umo Intense just really grabs my attention. It just smells so likable. That's my impression of it. Like if I smelled it on someone, like a stranger, I would immediately think like positively of the person because it's so, I don't know, it's just so likable. It's not very unique, it's not very groundbreaking, but something about that familiarity just makes it work. So yeah, Valentino Umo Intense. From Armani, I'm not a huge fan of Armani scents. I never really found anything that I would want to purchase, but I do enjoy Armani Stronger With You Intensely. So that fragrance has like 5 versions already, 5 flankers, but I think the best one is Stronger With You Intensely. So it's kind of a sweet, chestnutty kind of fragrance. It can be a little bit too much in my experience. That's why I never really considered buying it. But from that line, I feel like this is the most well-rounded. The original Stronger With You is just too sweet to me. The Stronger With You absolutely is just too overwhelming. Like it's too strong. For me, that's already too strong. So for me, the best one is Stronger With You Intensely, but still, even that can be a little bit too much. I would definitely only wear it in winter. So I also wrote Chanel, YSL, and Dolce & Gabbana, but I could not pick one that I really enjoy. I mean, I could definitely, just pick one that's my number one from these, but I never really found anything that really impressed me from these houses. If I had to, really pick one from Dolce & Gabbana, I would choose the Dolce & Gabbana light blue Italian Love. That was really nice. From Chanel, probably Bleu de Chanel, some version of that, because the other ones are a little bit too, I don't know, a little bit vintagey to me. And even Bleu de Chanel, it's a little bit generic smelling, but if I have to choose, I would choose probably that scent profile. From YSL, it's probably La Nuit de l'Homme. That's a very popular formulation, but for a good reason. I think that's a very nice, likable scent. I don't like the Y line. I saw that they are coming out with a new fragrance. It's like YSL Myself or something. It's for men. I'm excited to try that one, but other than that, I don't really like the YSL ones. They just fall a little bit flat to me, but I know they are very popular, so I guess it's just not for me. But yeah, so that was my lineup for designer houses and my favorite picks from each. Let me know what would be your pick from all this list. I'm very curious to see what other people like or dislike, or do they agree, do they disagree. I think it's interesting to see what would be someone's just one pick if you have to choose, because we always see all these huge, lists, and there is always so many choices, but it's interesting to see what you would actually just pick if you have to choose only one. So yeah, that was it for today. Thank you so much for 50 cents for tagging me. Please, if you don't already follow him, definitely go and subscribe to his channel. He has really good recommendations. He has a great personality, and I will also tag a few people, I think. And also, you can feel free to just answer this kind of question in the comments and list me your favorite designer picks, number ones, and I will definitely react to them. And yeah, that was it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you next time. Bye.